Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill, corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road in Victorville. Bid fast and last, world-class auctioneers. Valu Quality Truck Bodies, Joseph W. Brady's Bradco Companies, Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. Silverwood, the developers of the Silverwood Master Planned Community. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn supports our area's teams, schools, athletes, and sports programs. Adelanto running back Keith Reynolds is the Desert Sky League Offensive Player of the Year. Silverado linebacker Richard Reed is Defensive Player of the Year. The Desert Sky League champion Hawks place 11 players, first team defensively or offensively. Offensive Player of the Year Keith Reynolds is the epitome of versatility. Having rushed for 5 touchdowns for the Saints, he threw 5 touchdown passes, was on the receiving end of 5 scoring passes, having had a hand in 15 of Adelanto's 19 touchdowns scored on the year. Keith Reynolds added 6 two-point conversions in this, his junior season. Keith Reynolds is a repeat first-team All-Desert Sky League selection. The All-League quarterback is Victor Valley Jackrabbits junior Gabe Campos. Jackrabbits teammates earning first-team All-League honors on offense include lineman Geraldo Garcialazo, 74, and running back Brandon Dumas, a repeat selection. Silverado's Lyndon Ravar is first-team All-League a second straight year. The senior wide receiver caught 47 passes, 10 for touchdowns. Junior Darren Gandy, another Hawk repeat selection, earning first-team All-League honors. Darren Gandy caught 8 scoring passes and ran for 7 touchdowns in this, his junior season. Fellow junior running back Frederick Hunter led the league champions in rushing yardage with 1,241 yards and scored a team-high 14 touchdowns to earn first-team All-DSL honors. O-lineman Julian Hernandez, 67, and Donovan Scantleberry, 54, are first-team All-Desert Sky League. Julian Hernandez, 5'11", 300+. Donovan Scantleberry, 6'4", 270, both seniors. Granite Hills lands 4 first-team selections on offense, led by running back Cameron Smith, the only sophomore to receive first-team honors. Cameron Smith won the league rushing title with 1,466 yards and a league-high 22 touchdowns. Paving the way for the Cougars' offensive attack, first-team All-League O-lineman Carlos Ramirez, 75, 5'10", 295-pound senior co-captain. A pair of Granite Hills wide receivers are first-team All-League a second year in a row. Junior Malik Kenny led the Cougars with 55 receptions and 15 touchdowns. Wide receiver Theodore Wiggins is a repeat selection, first-team All-Desert Sky League. The 6'3" junior caught 33 passes, 5 for touchdowns. 2021 was a breakthrough season for the Cougars, who not only won a berth in the postseason playoffs for the first time in Coach Alex Gonzalez's era, but went on to upset their highly favored opponent in their CIF opening round game. 3 members of the Barstow Aztecs received first-team recognition on offense, running back Nehemiah Goa and linemen Zivan Elisara Lalu and Matthew DiNardo English, all juniors. Asterisks following a player's name indicates a repeat selection. Defensive Player of the Year Richard Reed led the DSL champion Hawks in sacks. The 6', 181-pound junior registered a team-high 15 tackles for a loss, hitting a group of Silverado linebackers Coach Tieron Jones praised as the best linebacking corps in school history. the Hawks defense held Desert Sky League teams to a total of 6 touchdowns in running the table against league foes and regaining the DSL crown, amid a 7-game winning streak that included playoff victories over Brea Olinda and Elsinore. Senior Jason Crawley, 8, is a repeat selection, first team All-DSL, 6'1", 221 pounds. Jason Crawley recorded a pair of sacks and 5 tackles for a loss among his 101 tackles on the year. Outside linebacker Ivan Lewis, 7, is first team All-League, a second year in a row. The 5'8", 183-pound junior, 24 solo tackles with exceptional speed, enabling him to cover opposing pass receivers. This linebacking core so laden in talent that leading tackler on the year, junior Andrew Almos, 27, receives second team All-League recognition.
Andrew Almos on the tackle.
Defensive end Alan Clark, 50, is first team All-League, 3 sacks and 5 tackles for a loss. For the 5'11", 235-pound Alan Clark, one of 17 seniors on the Silverado roster. Defensive back Mayan Chambers, 5, he's 6 foot 175. Another of those Hawks seniors is first team All-League. Senior kicker Braulio Manzo rounds out the list of 11 Hawks receiving first team honors. Granite Hills senior linebacker Lance Henderson is a repeat All-League first team selection. In fact, Lance Henderson was the Defensive Player of the Year his junior season. This year, 110 tackles, 52 of the solo variety, 16 for a loss. At 6'2", 208 pounds, Lance Henderson leads the list of this year's Desert Sky League seniors being recruited by Victor Valley College coach Artie Allen. Cougars defensive end Jeremy Hughes, 7, earns first team All-League honors. 5'10" and 190, Jeremy Hughes registered 7 sacks and 12 tackles for a loss in helping anchor a Granite Hills defense that took the team to a second-place finish in the DSL and 3 games into the postseason. Coach Jeff Vanover's Victor Valley Jackrabbits place 5 players first team on defense, led by super versatile Corinthians Jones, 13, whose highlights more often show him on offense. A repeat selection, Corinthians Jones was All-League his junior year at running back. Cornerback Trevon Cody, 1, first team All-League, a second year. Trevon Cody, 5'11", 181-pound senior. Andrew McLean, 4, is first team All-League. He is 6 foot 200 pounds, a senior outside linebacker. Dareth Browning receives All-League honors. He is 6'2", 319 pounds, a junior. Mason Brown, Jackrabbits senior cornerback, earns All-League honors as a utility player. Atalanto's defensive lineman Darren Hughes, 99, is a repeat selection, first team All-Desert Sky League. He is a junior. Barstow Aztecs seniors defensive back Elijah Goa and outside linebacker Damian Soto round out the 16-member first-team All-Desert Sky League selections on defense. Barstow finished 4-5 in Coach Ray Silva's return to Aztecs head coaching duties. The good year 2021 produced so many unprecedented results for high desert high school football teams, for no league more so than the Mojave River League. 2 MRL teams reached the championship game of their CIF division this year. That did happen in 2015 when Oak Hills beat Serrano in the Division 9 title game. Never before, though, has 6 of the 8 local teams entering the playoffs defied the odds makers and won opening round playoff games. As for all Mojave River League selections, no surprise that league champion Oak Hills standouts are offensive and defensive players of the year, although the Bulldogs' championship run under first-year head coach Robert Metzger was a surprise in itself. When it comes to first-team selections on offense, however, never before have 4 quarterbacks earned first-team honors. Player of the Year, Andrew Garcia, quarterbacked Oak Hills in running the table against MRL opponents. No victory more important than the upset of reigning league champions Apple Valley. The 5'11", 180-pound signal caller went on to throw for 1,395 yards and 16 touchdowns in his senior season. Whittier College and Lincoln College among the first to show interest in recruiting Andrew Garcia. Shane Young on the receiving end of that 49-yard touchdown pass against Apple Valley. Shane Young is first-team All-Mojave River League, 19 receptions, 3 for touchdowns for the 6', 150-pound junior. Shea Gabriel, 11, is a first-team selection at wide receiver, team high 29 receptions for the 5'11", 160-pound junior. Prince Thomas is a repeat selection first-team All-MRL running back. The 5'8", 180-pound senior carried for 806 yards and scored 15 touchdowns. O-lineman Dalen Matoyer, 77, and Pocky Faenow, 53. First-team All-League. Pocky Faenow, 6'5", 260, a sophomore. Dalen Matoyer, 6'2", 285, a senior. Apple Valley quarterback Jaden Max Denegal leads the contingent of 6 Sun Devils receiving first-team honors on offense. A 3-time All-MRL first-team selection, Jaden Max Denegal led the Sun Devils to MRL victories over Serrano, Sultana, and Hesperia and scored his team's 2 touchdowns against Oak Hills before suffering a season-ending injury in that loss to the Bulldogs. At 6'5", 224, Jaden Denegal was as dangerous a runner as he was a passer. He scored 8 rushing touchdowns his senior season. Jaden Denegal threw for 1,545 yards and 24 touchdowns in 2021. The most highly recruited quarterback ever to come from a high desert school. He received offers from Power 5 schools including Miami, UCLA, Georgia, Utah, Louisville, Auburn, and Michigan State before committing to Michigan, where the next stage of his career will have him playing for those Big Ten Conference Wolverines. Like Jaden Denegal, Caleb Most ran wild against Sun Devils opponents before suffering a serious injury in the Oak Hills game. A first-team All-League running back a second time, the 5'11", 180-pound senior ran for 900 yards, averaged 7.5 yards per carry, and scored 7 rushing touchdowns his senior season. He also caught a pair of touchdown passes. Caleb Most intends to further his football career with Bethany's Terrible Swedes, the NAIA college in Kansas. Wide receiver Logan Moon is a repeat first-team All-Mojave River League selection. The 6', 175-pound senior caught 54 passes, 9 for touchdowns. Logan Moon averaged 12 yards per reception. Tight end Brandon Armijo is first-team All-Mojave River League. The 6'2", 210-pound junior is an excellent blocker, in addition to averaging 12 yards per reception on his 8 passes caught. Mentioning Brandon Armijo's blocking, we see him pushing his defender into the end zone on this Sun Devils touchdown. An opportune time to point out that the success of Apple Valley's skill position players must be attributed to the outstanding O-line. That group is led by Raymond Polito, 79, the 6'7", 340-pound left tackle, blindside tackle, whose extraordinary speed and quickness enable him to pull and lead the blockers, clearing the way for his ball carrier. Raymond Polito is a repeat selection, first-team All-MRL, who is being actively recruited by nearly as many Power 5 colleges as was quarterback Jaden Denegal. Sun Devils center Ty Johnson, 77, earns first-team All-League honors. Ty Johnson is 6'5", 280, a senior. Serrano quarterback Peyton Cornell earns a place on the first-team All-MRL backfield. The Diamondbacks junior signal caller threw for 10 touchdowns, ran for 10 touchdowns, and rushed for a team-high 684 yards. Listed at 6 foot 180, Peyton Cornell goes on to come off the injured list to help lead Serrano to the CIF Division VIII championship. Bear in mind, though, that all league selections are voted on by the coaches prior to the CIF playoffs. Right guard Daniel Sonora, 73, is the only other Diamondback named first-team All-MRL on offense. Daniel Sonora is 5'7", 205, a senior. Hesperia's junior quarterback Josh Smith is named to the All-MRL first-team backfield. Josh Smith ran for 5 touchdowns and passed for 9 for Coach Casey Goodnose Scorpions. Senior lineman Joseph Feifel, 56, and wide receiver Michael Perez, 27, are first-team All-MRL selections on offense. Defensive Player of the Year, Buddha Paletti, scored the biggest touchdown of the season for the Mojave River League champion Bulldogs. The senior linebacker picks up the mishandled snap on Apple Valley's field goal attempt and races 57 yards to the end zone, the turning point in the Bulldogs' MRL title-clinching victory. Buddha Paletti, 8, was the tackles leader on an Oak Hills team that ran the table against Mojave River League opponents. 36 solo tackles, 12 tackles for a loss, half a dozen sacks for the 6'3", 220-pound middle linebacker. Defensive tackle Matthias Solaita, 34, is first-team All-MRL. The 6'2", 220-pound senior runs down Jaden Denegal on this tackle, one of his 11 tackles for a loss. Matthias Solaita registered 22 solo tackles, most often stopping opposing ball carriers for no gain. 25 is Noah Lopez, Bulldogs senior defensive back, earning first-team All-League honors. Noah Lopez is a 5'10", 160-pound strong safety. Linebacker Raymond Iglesias, 22, second on the team in tackles on the year, is first-team All-MRL. Raymond Iglesias, 6 foot 210, middle linebacker. 7 of Apple Valley's defensive starters are first-team All-MRL. 6 are repeat selections. Tackles leader Dustin Reynolds was reigning Defensive Player of the Year from his sophomore season. The 6'2", 220-pound middle linebacker racked up 10 sacks, 19 tackles for a loss, and 28 solo tackles among his 133 tackles in this, his junior season. Sun Devils defensive captain Gavin Hambrick, 10, first-team All-League a second time. The 6'2", 220-pound linebacker, 97 tackles, 13 solo, 7 sacks. Another of the Sun Devils, highly recruited by Power 5 colleges, Gavin Hambrick is a Boise State commit. Defensive end Keenan Eck, 14, a repeat first-team selection. Where do Keenan Eck's 20 sacks rank in the state? Right at the top, the very top, among all high school football players in the state. 7 of Keenan Eck's sacks are racked up against playoff opponents. The 6'3", 198-pound senior sackmaster totaled 61 tackles on the year, 19 of them solo. James Reed, 57, another Sun Devils two-way starter, repeats in earning All-League first-team honors. At 6 foot 260, the senior nose guard's 69 tackles include 9 sacks and 8 solo tackles his senior season. Defensive back Nate Downing, 9, 3 more interceptions his senior year, the 6'1", 190-pound repeat selection recorded 9 solo tackles among his 61 total tackles. Nate Downing has received offers from NAIA Bethel College in Kansas, Culver College in Stockton, and Division III's St. Norbert in Wisconsin, but as yet had not committed at the time of this report. The versatile Nate Downing also caught 4 touchdown passes his senior season. Sun Devils junior cornerback Isaiah Ojeda, 3, is a repeat first-team selection. The 6'2", 170-pound Isaiah Ojeda registered 67 tackles, 12 of them solo. Like fellow All-League defensive back Nate Downing, Isaiah Ojeda also hauled in 4 touchdown passes as a wide receiver. Fellow underclassman Jairo Lopepatella, 48, completes the list of 7 Sun Devils defenders receiving first-team honors. A first-team selection the previous year on offense, the 6'3", 280-pound junior recorded 5 sacks among his 53 tackles, 9 of those solo. Serrano all-around superstar Tanner Chafee, 11, is a repeat selection, first-team All-MRL, 7 pass interceptions, 57 tackles, 36 solo, while on offense, 7 touchdown receptions, 6 rushing touchdowns, and 2 touchdown passes. Big number 72, Benny Lucero, is first-team All-MRL defensive lineman. Diamondback Aiden Navarro is named All-MRL kicker. Hesperia Scorpion linebacker Aiden Lopez, 35, earns first-team All-MRL honors. The 5'10", 165-pound senior registered a team-high 71 tackles, 29 of them solo, with 2 sacks. Defensive end Jordan Franco, 84, is first-team All-MRL, 33 tackles, 14 solo for the 6'1", 205-pound senior. Scorpions junior Walk-On Morris, 7, earns first-team honors at utility player, 46 tackles, 17 solo for the 5'6" junior defensive back. Sultana is represented by defensive lineman Andrew Ruiz, 88, and David Leal, 54. Senior linebacker Ethan Holbert, 44, and junior defensive back Corey Cabrielis, 23. Cameron Smith of Granite Hills is the Desert Sky League most valuable player. The school's all-time rushing leader becomes the first Cougar named DSL MVP, the result of the 5'9", 160-pound senior leading his team to the first league championship in school history. Cameron Smith led the league with 2,076 rushing yards and scoring 23 touchdowns in 2023. 10 Cougars teammates are named first-team All-DSL, 5 on offense, including quarterback Jordan Dalton, O-lineman Ben Montoya, 66, and sophomore Ivan Mering, 74, and junior running back Sayani Long. Sayani Long, 3, a two-way starter, shown here on defense. The All-League kicker and punter is Cougar junior Manuel Michel. Cougars earning first team on defense are led by linebacker Joey Soto, 22, the team's tackles leader with 90 tackles, second highest in the league. Roberto Sanchez, 23, is first team All-DSL linebacker. Roberto Sanchez is a junior, second on the team in total tackles. Middle linebacker Joshua Rodriguez is first team All-League. He is a senior. Defensive end Christian Long, 21, led the Cougars in sacks with 9. A 6', 215-pound senior, Christian Long is a repeat first team All-Desert Sky League selection. Same holds true for Adelanto Saints. Defensive end Shakir Collins, 19, the Desert Sky League Defensive Player of the Year. The 6'1", 225-pound Shakir Collins terrorized DSL quarterbacks, registering 15 sacks, most in the league. 99 solo tackles were recorded for Shakir Collins by Saints stat keepers among his total 136 tackles his senior year. Linebacker Dalen Bell, 54, a senior, is first team All-League. Defensive back Mario Smith, 3, is first team All-League at cornerback. Mario Smith running the ball here, 51, is All-League O-lineman Zion Elisara Ailu, 6'2", 315-pound senior. Senior running back Zach Muhammad is also a first-team selection. Saints sophomore Gavin Hall, 5, is a first-team All-League wide receiver, shown returning a kickoff early in the season. Like fellow All-League Saints, Gavin Hall is a two-way starter. He's a cornerback on defense. We get a better look at All-League linebacker Gavin Bell, 54, on this play. Victor Valley has 4 first-team selections led by Hezekiah Jenkins. 4, a repeat selection. The Jackrabbits senior is named to the 2023 All-League backfield at running back. He was first-team All-League in 2022 at defensive back. Wide receiver Nicholas Blocker, 1, is first-team All-DSL. The Rabbits sophomore caught 27 passes and racked up 479 receiving yards. Nicholas Blocker was number 1 among Desert Sky League receivers in touchdown passes with 7. Fellow sophomore Angel Morales, 51, the Rabbits center, is first-team All-League. Roman Peopeo Jefferson, 57, is named to the All-DSL first team as a utility player. He is 6'3", 270, a senior, two-way starter. Barstow, the DSL runners-up, has 7 first-team selections, including Offensive Player of the Year Dwayne Williams. The Aztec quarterback, a junior, amassed 1,672 total yards and scored 12 touchdowns. Senior running back Dimitri Curiel is a repeat first-team selection. Wide receiver Jonte Drisdon, a junior, and sophomore lineman Leolofi Tofa-Iono are first team on offense. Samuela Tofa-Iono, 286-pound defensive tackle, is a repeat first team selection. Lineman Draylon Brown, a 6'1", 265-pound sophomore, and sophomore D-back Kamari Malloy, All-DSL first team on defense. That's 5 underclassmen, first-team All-League players Coach Clay Lilamanu has returning in 2024. Silverado has 4 first-team selections. Malachi Lopez, a 5'10", 280-pound senior, is a repeat first-team O-lineman. Wide receiver Jaden Pauling, All-DSL, his sophomore season. Defensive back Jamari Tharp, a junior, and defensive end Ezekiel Asensio, 99, also a junior, are Hawks, earning first-team All-League recognition on defense. The 2023 All-Desert Sky League first-team selections are presented by We Got 'em Tees. We Got 'em Tees, 2 locations, Apple Valley and Upland. We Got 'em Tees. Your High Desert Sports Report is brought to you by Down Home Grill, corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road in Victorville. Bid fast and last. World-class auctioneers. Valu Quality Truck Bodies. Joseph W. Brady's Bradco Companies. Iwan's Muzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. Silverwood, the developers of the Silverwood Master Planned Community. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn supports our area's teams, schools, athletes, and sports programs.